So right here, if I was looking at making a call purchase, which, by the way, a call option means I am bullish. It's going to be my 2-minute class. Call options means I'm bullish, which means I want the stock to go to the upside. If I buy a put option, which is, let me move this, which is on this side. So these are puts. These are calls. Okay. If I buy a put option, that is bearish, meaning I think the stock is going to go down. Now, that is obviously in its most simplistic form. So if we were buying calls, that is a long, right? That's when we buy shares to hold, right? So that's long. If we buy a put, that is considered a short, or you'll also hear us all the time say the stock is pulling. Does that make sense so far, everybody? Okay, good.
Yes.
Now, if you're like, well, which bracket? These are called brackets, okay? These are brackets for the options. I always will buy one in ITM or one out OTM, which means it's actually one ATM. Don't get confused with all this. All that means it's called at the money. So if you buy one bracket in, meaning more towards the value of the share price. So in this case, it's 3.09. So 3 is more in ITM, the money, right? Typically, the more it will cost. Notice the call contracts cost more because I'm more in the money, which later, I don't want to confuse you too much, but that is the delta. That's 60 cents on the dollar for the 3, okay? Or I will buy one out of the money, which in this case is right here, meaning away from the price of the actual stock, which you can see is always cheaper because it's worth less than the amount of in the money. In this case, it's 25 cents to the dollar. Okay. So if you buy either one of these, it's just called at the money. It doesn't matter. You can buy here. These are puts. Downside, right? You can buy here. You can buy here. You can buy here. These are calls, meaning you want it to go up. Is everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Yes, coach.
Okay.
Yes.
Now that was my 3-minute drill on how you can buy a call or a put, depending on which way you want to go. And of course, there's a lot more to it, but that will at least give you the basics to be able to make the trades now. Okay. Right here on Webull, everybody, if you go to Webull, right here where it says your options, click this drop down because this tells me I don't want to have a bunch of them on my screen. Let me show you right here. So if I click the drop down, I can tell it, right, how many of these contracts I want it to show at one time. And usually I'll have 6 or 10 because I don't want a ton, right? So let me go to something that actually has a ton of options. If I have it listed, I mean, look at this thing, right? Like, it's a smorgasbord of what? I don't want all that. I want to get right to the point, right? There's 6, there's 10. I usually use 10. See it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yep. And then don't forget, after you make the change, you have to re-click the save as a customized layout, overwrite the existing one that you have, or create a new one or whatever, and so on and so forth. All right. So everybody in here now should understand the very basics of how to buy a call, how to buy a put, what does it mean, which way is it going, and which one should you buy?